In the 80s and 90s, arcades reigned supreme. While home consoles were just making their appearances, the loud blare of video game arcades drew in crowds of children and adults to play their favorite video games with their friends. Playing well into closing, whether it be challenging your friends in fighting games or taking down bosses with total strangers and making new friendships, this is where we would go to hang out. Basically, a home away from home. I'm showing my age a little bit by saying that, but that's what it was. It is here that games like Psikyo Shooting Stars Alpha found its greatness. I remember being a kid and walking into the arcade and dropping quarter after quarter in these shooting games. There was just something so appealing watching all the projectiles flying across the screen as you dodged enemy fire while collecting power-ups to fire back. And after playing as much as I could, I always wanted to play more, but didn't have any quarters left to continue. Enter Psikyo Shooting Stars Alpha on the Switch. And a big shout out to NIS America for providing me a review copy for the game and allowing me to experience this nostalgia. Now, it's difficult to be objective with this title, as I usually am, and that is due to the fact that I have a lot of memories playing these types of games. But I will do my best. Shooting Stars Alpha consists of a total of 6 games. Strikers 1945, 1945-2, 1945-3, Soul Divide, that's spelled S-O-L, like soul, like the sun, Dragon Blaze, and Zero Gunner 2. The 1945 trilogy, as well as Dragon Blaze, plays as I remember. A vertical shooter where you choose your quote-unquote vehicle to play through. And I say vehicle because in Dragon Blaze, you ride dragons and not vehicles. But essentially, they all play very similar, where you go and you collect various power-ups to defeat your enemies faster and use your basic shooter attacks as well as your bombs to clear away the mobs that come at you. With all stages remastered in HD, they are a blast to play. But it was Soul Divide and Zero Gunner 2 that stood out to me personally. Unlike the previous titles, Zero Gunner 2 allows you to move and position your helicopter in different parts of the screen, which adds more depth to the gameplay. On top of positioning your helicopter, you also have to aim and target the direction you want to shoot in, which does allow a little bit of a frantic feeling to come in when you're playing the game. Soul Divide, which is my personal favorite, is a side-scrolling shooter that has some RPG elements set in a fantasy world with dragons and mages and knights. And these two titles specifically were very enjoyable, as I've never played either before in the arcade. Controls were simple, and I've noticed in my older age, with my more tired eyes, that I had a bit of trouble adjusting to all the chaos that was on the screen as opposed to my younger self. The only time where controls were any sort of, not a problem, but just different than everything else, was in the aforementioned Zero Gunner 2, where you can move your helicopter into various different positions and target in various different ways. But this being a home console game, I can crank up the maximum lives and continue to enjoy the game how I please, because I don't need to worry about dying and pumping in another quarter. Out of everything for this game, the best part is actually being able to play with my kids. As arcades are non-existent these days, unless you're in a lucky area, being able to experience this game genre with my kids makes a world of a difference. And to be honest, they seem to enjoy the game more than I do, which always makes me very happy. I've enjoyed this game quite a bit, even though it's a quick playthrough for each game, you can sink tons of hours into replayability, seeing how far you can go in each stage or each game particularly, and beating your previous score. And you can have fun with your family competing against each other to see who can get the highest score in the different games. Once again, thank you to NIS America for sending over this game to me to review. And once again, it is hard to be objective because I have a lot of fond memories playing with my stepfather in the arcade, who used to take me all the time, and just playing once I got older, going to the arcades and just playing these type of games myself. If you are interested in shooter games, and you miss the old days of the arcade, then this is definitely a must-buy for yourself. Thank you for watching. Let me know how you guys feel down in the comment section below. If you have those memories that I do of going to the arcades and enjoying all the various different experiences you had in the video games back then, I'd love to hear it. With that, I will catch you all later. Thank you so much for watching. You guys have a great rest of your day.